What's up, everybody? I go by the name of Doggie Diamonds. You are now listening to No Filter Podcast. No filter means honesty. If you're afraid of honesty, then this ain't the podcast for you. We gonna be honest today. Yeah. What's up, everybody? You already know who it is. This is Doggie Diamonds. You're now listening to Doggie Diamonds No Filter. It's hot as a motherfucker outside. So if you hear the AC in the background, so what? It's gonna be what it's gonna be because it's hot. I'm not cutting his AC off. I normally don't even fuck with air conditioner, but I think I had a heat stroke the other day. I got dizzy and shit. I was on the elevator, and this dude was like, "You all right?" I'm like, "Nah, I ain't all right. I'm feeling fucked up." He says, "Yeah, drink some water." I was like, "Yo, you got some water in the crib or something?" He's like, "Nah." So I think he was scared and shit. So the man in the elevator of my building who watched me almost die of a heat stroke, and you ain't want to give me no water, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? The next time I see you, I'm going to be like, yo, that was some bullshit. I almost died, and you ain't even want to give me a fucking glass of water. That shit was foul and shit. When I made it in the crib, I was like, yo, that was kind of fucked up. Because I could have passed out and shit, but it is what it is. I'm live, alive, and I'm here talking to you. You know what I'm saying? The audience, the listeners. And I got a guest with me today, a special guest. I'm always on his YouTube. You know, I don't really get on camera too much for too many people, but this brother right here been grinding. He got a plaque, I think, for fucking having over 100,000 subscribers and shit. I'm like, I want one of those and shit. So he encouraged me to work hard to get my plaque and shit. So I got my brother. Introduce yourself to the people.
It's Brother Rich, Black Magic 363 on YouTube. What's up to the world?
They're going to be like, oh, shit, Brother Rich is... You know, Brother Rich don't do interviews. He don't do shit.
Nah.
He like me. He like to be behind... Well, like how I was, like being behind the scenes. But I'm trying to tell Rich, you know, to raise your profile a little bit, get a little bit more of that money.
Doggie get me out there.
Yeah, you got to get on that camera and shit. So, Brother Rich, you got the Black Magic 363 channel. How did you get started in YouTubing?
Oh man, well you know I had my YouTube channel a long time ago, probably since 2008 or 9 when I got my Mac. I got a MacBook Pro and I just set up a YouTube account.
Okay.
But I put up videos here and there, but I wasn't really active until I would say 2 years ago. Now, what made me become active is that I had a blog talk radio show back in from 2009 to 2011, and I stopped doing it. It was a lot of work, you know. Blog talk, they don't want to pay you nothing,
not a damn thing.
Then they started charging you just to have your blog talk show.
Definitely,
and they put advertisements on it. So I'm like, you know, I gotta do something else. So I stopped doing the blog talk. And when I stopped doing my blog talk, I noticed everybody, I had left it alone for about a year and a half, and people just kept walking up to me and said, Rich, Brother Rich, when you gonna get back on the radio? Yo, I love your radio show. And it happens so effing much. I don't know if we could curse.
Hell yeah, fuck
yeah,
shit.
they said it so fucking much. I want to
Yeah.
say that because I want to stress how much they said it. That I'm like, damn. I need to get back on the radio.
Yeah.
I want the people, they felt my shit. I need to get back on it. But I told myself, I can't do it with Blog Talk. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to just go through YouTube and do it. So I got to shout out everybody who called. I mean, people called me from out of state. They ran up on me on the streets. The people that knew me. I want to thank you for getting me back on here because I honestly had left it alone. And I had no intentions of doing radio or doing that again. So thank you. Thank you.
So you go from Blog Talk, which is, you know, not gonna pay you a damn dime, and they're charging you for you to make them rich through advertising, which is like kind of ass backwards. And you go to YouTube. You had your YouTube channel since 2009?
Yeah, I've been at it. I had it. I would just throw up old lectures, but I wasn't, you know, doing interviews like I do now. Yeah.
What got you into the interviews? What made you say, okay, this might be a little lucrative? Because you were like one of the first people interviewing the so-called conscious dudes.
Well, you know, shout out to my brother Sarnetta. He's been an inspiration since I was a little nigga.
The OG.
Yeah. I probably met Sarnetta when I was about 20 years old. And I used to watch him do his interviews in the street. Interview Bobby Hemmett, Phil Valentine. And it was something I wanted to get into it. So, way back in the day, probably I think I started my whole, if you want to call it, conscious career in 2005. I bought my camera. I had a Canon GL2 back then.
Damn.
And I got my little table and I started street vending. So I would, this was before YouTube, before any social media. We would do our interviews and we would just sell the DVDs on the street.
Yeah. Yep,
That's how the people would see it. So you would have to buy it from the street to see the interviews. Now, fast forward, because of social media, you don't have to buy the DVDs from us. You go to a Facebook page, or you go to YouTube, or you go to, Instagram page, and you get to see clips from there. So we will use YouTube and Facebook and all the social media to promote our website and DVDs. But I've been interviewing since about 2005. But Sonetta was definitely, and Brother Big Man and Azazel, those is like my inspirations into getting into this.
So one thing that I noticed about you was that you interview a lot of people, but it's some people that you just don't interview. I'd be like, damn, he never been on rich shit. How do you decide who you gonna fuck with and not fuck with?
Well, I guess majority of the time I have to resonate with your information.
Okay.
If I'm all about feeling inspired, and if I feel inspired, if you can inspire me and I resonate with you, I get creative.
Okay.
But if I don't resonate with your information, no creativity is going to come about. The reason why I'm able to come up with good questions is because I fucking enjoy what I do.
Yeah.
That's the purpose of life, to do what you enjoy doing. So if I resonate with your information, I'm gonna be inspired. I get joy out of this. I don't just do it as a job. I come home with a smile on my face. My girl tell me all the time, yo, you don't know how lucky you are to do what you love doing. I love doing this shit.
Yeah, your hobby is your job.
Yeah. So since I love doing this, I pick people that I just resonate with the information because it's gonna be smooth.
All right, let me be a narcissist for 2 seconds. How did you find out who I was? What's the first thing you ever saw of me?
Doggie Diamonds. Forbes DVD.
Mm-hmm.
You got World Star Hip Hop.
Mm-hmm.
And after World Star Hip Hop, I would hear that. I heard back in the day, I don't know if it was from Red Pill or whoever, that there was a site like World Star Hip Hop, but it's a little better and it's on the up and coming, and it's ForbesDVD.com. So I checked out the website and I liked it. I was like, oh shit, this is dope right here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't just have to go to World Star Hip Hop. I could go to Forbes DVD as well. So, like I said, it was a couple of years ago when I was looking for websites like World Star that had a lot of video content, and I didn't know Doggie Diamonds the person. I just knew Forbes DVD.
Yeah.
And then eventually I got introduced to Doggie Diamonds the individual.
And I know you realize a lot of your shit was on there too, because I was fucking with your channel.
Yeah. By the time I had really, when I first, I think when you started, because
that started in 2008.
Yeah, because when I first went to your site, I don't think I seen any of my interviews on there because I didn't start doing the interviews yet.
Exactly.
This is way back in the day.
Yep.
But by the time I got to YouTube, I seen you was showing love. So
Definitely.
I was like, yo, I remember this dude from, I used to look at his website back in the day. So I'm like, yo, dude is showing love. That's what's up. So yeah, that's but I've been heard of you in your website, but I did notice when I got my YouTube, even before I met you, that you was showing love and throwing up the interviews. So good looking on that, Doggie Diamonds.
Yeah, because I like, I deal with the consciousness and the righteousness. So I was like, damn, somebody's out there that's able to touch these dudes that I'm listening to, that I'm reading some of their books, and this shit is dope, because that's the direction that I was being pulled in. I was trying to get away from all the hip hop shit and all the negative shit. I was like, yo, if his brother's out in the street talking some real stuff and talking about what's going on with black people, I'm all for that. And you was able to capture that. I'm like, damn, he interviewed Dick Gregory. I was jealous like a motherfucker. I'm like, shit, I want to get barked on by Dick Gregory and shit.
Right.
Like,
you ain't a legend.
Yeah, exactly. Dick Gregory ain't telling me I'm fucking stupid. Like, shit, I ain't doing my job.
Shout out. Now, I want to give a special shout out to Dick Gregory because he helped bring my YouTube channel to another level. When people seen him, you know, that was like the that cosign that I needed to take my channel to another level. So shout out Dick Gregory, man. Even though he balks on me every time, you had shout out to the elder, man. I love and appreciate everything he's ever done for the community.
You had an esteemed elder on your channel, Dick Gregory. So when I saw that, and I'm like, yo, you got Dick Gregory. You had the lectures. You had like Professor James Smalls. Then you had Griff. And I was trying to get a hold of Griff for years. Griff would put his number out there publicly, but never answer the fucking phone and shit like that.
Okay.
So I was like, damn, yo, he's always on this Black Magic 363 shit. How could I get Professor Griff? And shout out to my homie, was trying to get me and Griff on the same page for a long time, and it just never happened. So I was like, damn, he always doing homie shit. So I was like, fuck it, I can't get Griff. I'll just take this content and make sure it goes up, because it's not about whether I interviewed him or not. It's the fact that the information is out there and I can help spread the information.
Right.
It wasn't about me. It was about the information.
Right.
So that was dope. And then when I met you, I was like, oh shit, you Brother Rich? Yo, I watch all your shit. I fuck with your shit. You know what I'm saying? Another thing, the conscious community that it's called, which I don't really like to call it the conscious community. What do you think about the term conscious community?
Oh man, it's real, what's the word? Real misleading.
Yeah.
It's real misleading. When you think it's not a community in a traditional sense.
Yep.
There's nobody in position to say I'm such and such, I'm the treasurer, I'm the director, I'm the elder, I'm this, I'm that.
But everybody the police in the conscious community.
You know what it is really, Doggie? When we got these organizations, the Nation of Islam, 5%ers, they have strict doctrines that you have to abide by.
Uh-huh.
The conscious community is like that place where there's no rules, there's no regulations. So it's like the meeting ground where everything gets centralized. You come with the Islamic information, you come with the Sufism, you could come with the Gnostic information, Freemasonry, and we blend it all together and try to find solutions to shit, because it's hard to find a solution when you're only allowed to read one book called the Quran, or only allowed to read one book called the Bible. You're not allowed to venture out. You don't have freedom. So the whole idea, from what I got of the conscious community, it's the idea of you're allowed to get any source material out there whatsoever and go to this meeting ground called the conscious community and just put the pieces together, because our information has been scattered all over the globe. So I guess the whole concept of it is piecing shit together, piecing our information together to try to come up with a solution that traditional organizations couldn't come up with.
So, I mean, right now, we still need the same solutions, though. Like, what do you think the solution to the solutions are?
Well, we've been given all the solutions. It's just a matter of
following them,
implementing them. You could get Amos Wilson, Blueprint for Black Power.
Definitely.
Shit, majority of the things you need to do in life is in there if you want a successful black community. It's just that people are looking for something. They're looking for something
that's
dramatic.
Gonna come up in a Bentley and shit like that.
They need a dramatic solution to our problems. They don't want, if you tell the average person, listen, I got something that's gonna work within a time period. All you need to do, make sure you take care of your kids. Don't cheat on your woman. Treat your woman good. Make sure you pick a good woman. Every day you go out, you support black business. You exercise every day. You eat the right foods. We would eliminate the single mother households.
Yes.
We would eliminate diseases.
Yes.
We would eliminate these kids going around in gangs because they will have a mother and father at home. We would eliminate so many things just by doing simple, everyday things we could do. Because remember, small things equals big results.
Yes.
But we need something big. We need a motherfucker to throw 50, 100, 500,000 in the air and come in a robe or something like that. This is why, you got brothers like Brother Polite is attractive to the people.
Yeah.
The way he presents himself, it's glamour. It's working for the brother. The brother is an amazing marketer. The brother has figured out a way to reach up people that the average person, that Amos Wilson probably couldn't do it. Amos Wilson had all the answers, but the people rather see Polite drive down in a Bentley talking about the solutions than to read it in a book called Blueprint for Black Power. You get what I'm saying?
While he's walking around in New Balance and
right. They want to get it that way. We need it fancy.
Yeah,
we can't get it simple.
Is that you think is what's fucking us up, because we want the information from the pimp and not the preacher? Well, the preacher and the pimp is like the same person.
Well, I don't want to. If you say it like that, some people might think we're implying Polite's a pimp, and I'm not.
No, but hey, what's up? This is Doggie Diamonds. If you want to hear the full interview, you must go to my SoundCloud page or go to my iTunes. Both of those links are in the description box. Again, this is just a preview of the interview. This is only 15 minutes of the 45-minute interview. If you want to hear the full interview, you must go to my SoundCloud page or my iTunes page. Both links are in the description box. Make sure you subscribe to that SoundCloud and the iTunes, whatever one you decide to go to. Peace. This is Doggie Diamonds. Thank you for listening.